How do we start with MimicPC? How can we create an account? Well, we'll go to free launch here. In this section, we'll continue with Google. That's how we'll have started. We'll then have access to MimicPC's tools. It's that simple. Alright, once we're inside MimicPC, we can add an application. We'll click on Add New App. And for example, let's say we need to use Configure AI. We'd click Start Application, hit Start, and from here, they'll show us which version we want to use. They show us the latest and the best. We'll leave it set to the best, and they basically show us the hardware. Looks like we start with a balance of 0.50 for testing. They show server types, like a mid-range server with 16 VRAM. They'll always provide enough server power to use the tool. But if you select a model in Configure AI that needs lots of VRAM, you might need to choose something a bit more powerful. Since I just want to test, we can use VarGame, which is basically available when resources are sufficient and when there's a low chance of interruption. It'll be available when resources are enough and interruption risk is low. Well, it has a low probability of being interrupted. Basically, we won't have priority. Right now, it shows 2 hours of available time as we have a balance of 50 cents. Here, we'll be setting up the runtime, which is the time limit we want to use. I can spend a maximum of 25 cents, so I'll set it to 1 hour and 0 minutes. We also have other options like auto extend, auto stop, reminders, and more. Once we're ready, we click Create and Start, then Proceed. Here they provide us with various pieces of information. Note that HP1 operates with limited resources in case it crashes or such. So we click on Proceed. As you'll see in MimicPC, we can use the Configure UI tool. Even here on the right in models, we can access Checkpoint, allowing us to publish any model type without issues. Let's check if it has any LoRa's. For now, we see the typical LoRa options and such. As you can see, we're currently using a machine. The timer hasn't started yet. The machine is still preparing. It says setup may take 1.5 to 6 minutes. The timer has just started. Okay, it's loading now. Here we have a cloud access to our Configure UI tool. If I click Q, it'll generate my prompt. As you can see, it's slow because we chose the slowest possible server. This is where you need to decide between a more advanced server or a simpler one. And there we have the generation completed and all that. So we could easily start using it now. I'd like to check if the checkpoint feature is up to date. Well, I assume we have all the models available. Indeed, we have access to all the models from here, which works perfectly for us. And that's how we can use Configure UI from the cloud. Alright, finally, let's look at MimicPC costs, which is basically the balance. We simply click here to add balance. We can estimate costs, but it depends on the server we choose. At most, it's about $2 per hour, a top-notch server, which on a regular computer could cost over 4,000 euros, probably much more. The $2 per hour ones are the expensive ones. Those with 48 GB VRAM, real powerhouses, could cost about that. As you can see, we can easily add dollars, which is straightforward, right? $200 means $200. We can also pay a $7 monthly subscription or $11 per month. Basically gives us $12 of credit. That's $1 extra credit. But the real perk is they give us 50 GB more private storage. We get 20 pre-installed AI app. They provide workflows we can use and all upcoming features, right? Subscriptions are worth it if you use it very actively. Then it's worth getting, but really just add funds as needed. So that's how this tool works. Hope you enjoyed the guide. See you in future videos. One key feature of MiniPC is the workflow section, where we can access workflows from other users' projects, right? And we can work with them. Got it? As you can see, they're hefty, 17 GB and such. That's why we offer up to 50 GB here. We've got it all. Video generation, image editing, you name it, okay? This goes beyond saving us from figuring out how to use it. It's incredibly beneficial because everything's ready to go, you see? So yeah, you'll find all this within MiniPC. Keep that in mind.